Welcome to Sports Jam for the week of May 6th. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. Today, plenty of prep highlights from warm days and cold days in our wild weather spring. Later in our Sports Jam Spotlight, we'll meet a prep tennis standout from Hopkins and talk to a trio of local Athena Award winners. Up first, track and field. Rain, sleet, and cold temperatures didn't stop track and field from going on as scheduled Friday at Wayzata. The event was one of the few meets or games to go on that day. Highlights now from the 5th annual Wayzata Relays. Boys distance medley relay anchor Bobby Rudin and Wayzata crushed the field. Their winning time 11 minutes 22.08 seconds. Girls 800 sprint medley relay Phyllis Webb anchors Osseo to victory in a time of 1 minute 55.52 seconds. Wayzata is the runner-up. Boys 4x200 relay. Wayzata anchor Steele Berg blazes to the finish. Trojans set a new meet and track record with a time of 1 minute 29.14 seconds. Boys 4x100, Wayzata's Joe Colpine just outkicks Brainerd's Grant Rohr for another Trojans win. And in the boys 400 dash, Osceo's Leo Wyagby is edged by Brainerd's Kerry Resack by 1/100th of a second. Here's a check of the team scores. Wayzata's boys rolled to a win with 222 team points, 86 ahead of Brainerd. And it's Fargo Davies in third with Osseo, the other local team in the meet, in fourth. Wayzata's girls are edged out by Chanhassen for the top spot by 6.5 points. Brainerd is third, followed by Roseville, Osseo, and Chaska.
Once the snow melted, high school lacrosse teams have fought through cold, rain, and sometimes snow again to get their games in. Champlain Park's boys faced Edina in a Saturday afternoon contest. First quarter, Edina's Harry Sokolsky fights his way to the net and scores a nice effort to tie it up at 1. Luke Dahlman answers for Champlain Park. He gets around the goal and rifles in a high shot here. The Rebels lead 4-1 at halftime. Third quarter, Ryan McNeil finds Gage Monson for the quick shot and goal here for Champlain Park. And maybe the best goal of the game, a cannon by Connor Smith for a 7-2 Rebels lead as they start to pull away from the Hornets. In the fourth quarter, Dahlman beats his defender and scores another as he nets 5 in the game. Champlain Park wins it 11-4.
Wayzata's boys lacrosse team is off to a very good start. Except for 2 losses to powerhouse Eden Prairie, the Trojans have beat all comers. First quarter of their game against Hopkins, and the Royals playing well early. Matthew Cook takes advantage of a turnover and scores, tying the game at 2. Final seconds of the quarter, Wayzata's Charlie Shermack skips a shot off the turf and in, putting Wayzata up 3-2 after 1. Second quarter, and the Trojans break a 3-all tie on this goal by Akash Batra, part of a string of 9 straight goals for Wayzata. Number 18, Grant Long, takes the pass from Max Stecker and rifles the shot in. Trojans lead 7-3 at halftime. Long nets a hat trick in the first half. Third quarter, Brian Mahood is on top. He rips a shot into the Hopkins net. Trojans get hat tricks from 3 players. They roll past Hopkins 17-7. Wayzata is now 5-2. In the girls' game between those schools, Margie McDonald gets past her defender to score her second goal of the game to put the Royals up 3-1 in the game's first 5 minutes. From the free position, Meg Ransom comes down to the front of the Hopkins net and scores, tying the game at 3. And much like the boys team, the Wayzata girls then get on a roll. Tessa Anderson with a pass, McKenna Lorenz with the goal to make it 8-3. Trojans are up 9-3 at the half. Second half, the Royals chip away at that lead. Elizabeth Nelson bounces a shot in for a goal, and it's 10-5. But the Trojans hang on. Ransom scores her 3rd goal of the night as Wayzata beats Hopkins 11-9.
Cooper's girls lacrosse team came into its North Suburban contest against St. Louis Park looking for their first win. Park is in black. Lauren Bruin Bryant gets to the front of the net and scores here. Cooper comes back. Kelsey Lutkin's shot is stopped, but she keeps battling and knocks the ball over the goal line. The Hawks pull within 2-1. Later in the first half, Haley Sundquist works her way to the front of the net and gets the shot away. Pulls Cooper within 4-2 at this point. Bruin Bryant weaves through the Cooper defense before bouncing a shot in for St. Louis Park. That goal makes it 5-2. And it's 7-3 Orioles at halftime. In the second half, this time Bruin Bryant gets the assist. She sets up Amy Schultz for the goal. It's 11-4 Park. Maddie Brown puts a shot away here for the Orioles. They go up by a score of 12-6 on that one. Sundquist delivers a pass to Alyssa Burke for a Cooper goal, but it's not enough as St. Louis Park wins it 16-9.
Cooper's district rival Armstrong is off to a good start in girls lacrosse. The Falcons hosting Anoka last week. First half of this one, Haley Hatton's shot from the free position is a goal for Armstrong. And then Mari Verbatim with a nice pass to Haley Holdall for the shot and goal. That makes it 4-1 Falcons. Kelsey Osdick finds Hatton in front. She scores, and Armstrong is up 10-2 at the break. And they keep coming in the second half. Callie Reinhardt scores in front with a quick shot. Holdall beats her defender to the front and scores again as Armstrong wins it 18-5.
And lacrosse teams, unlike maybe some others, finally getting mostly caught up now on their schedules.
And a nice start for the Armstrong girls to their season. Next up here on Sports Jam, action from the baseball and softball diamonds, plus the Athena Awards. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. It's not easy to get into and not cheap, but local baseball teams have been able to get a few more games in by booking the Metrodome.
That included Champlin Park and Armstrong, who met Thursday night under the Teflon roof in Minneapolis. Bottom of the first inning, the Rebels' Matt Smith at the plate, and he'll hit a fly ball to right. Nick Malmgren settles under it, makes the catch, and makes a strong throw home, but Bryce Marquardt with a great slide avoids the tag at home, scores the run. It's 1-0 Champlin Park. Strong pitching performances on both sides in this one. Rebels' Brandon Rushmeyer fanned 7 batters in the first 3 innings. Jack Wibben of Armstrong nearly matches Rushmeyer pitch for pitch, getting the strikeout here and keeping the Falcons close. It's still 1-0 in the 5th with Armstrong's Juan Ponce. It's a fly ball to deep right, and Sievers makes the catch, but it's hit well enough to easily score Danny Carlson from third base, and it's 1-1. Bottom of the 5th, after Trevor Kaminsky had tripled the lead off the inning, Calvin Spencer doubles down the line and left to score Kaminsky. Champlin Park is back in front 2-1. And pitcher Rushmeyer goes the distance, throwing a one-hitter. Sam Francis makes the grab in center field for the game's final out. Champlin Park wins 2-1.
Park Center's baseball team got off to a pretty good start this season. The Pirates at home to take on Blaine in this one. Top of the first, Blaine with a runner at second, but Carson Saline gets the strikeout for Park Center, ending the inning. Runs are pretty hard to come by in this game too, but Park Center gets on the board in the bottom of the 3rd. Austin Ledine's grounder is thrown away at first. Brendan Budnick hustles home on the play, and that makes it a 1-0 Pirates lead. That's how it stays until the top of the 6th. Blaine's Davis Bryan lifts a fly ball to the left field corner. It drops in for a hit. Scores Tyler Reichenborn. We're tied up at 1-1. And in the top of the 7th, Blaine's Sam Kriegler rips a base hit to score Kyle Hamby, and the Bengals go on to edge the Pirates 2-1.
The turf baseball field at Veterans Field in Minnetonka made the Skippers' home field a popular place to play this spring. Maple Grove visited the Skippers last week. Bottom of the first inning, Tonka's Nick Rooney rips one down into the right field corner. Luke Pedersen scores on Rooney's double. It's 1-0 Skippers after 1. Top of the 2nd, Nate Gilman singles up the middle. Tyler Field scores for the Crimson, and it's tied at 1. Good defense by the Crimson in the 3rd. They turn the 6-4-3 double play. 2-2 game through 3 innings. Jump ahead to the top of the 7th with the game tied at 3. Joe Franta lays down the bunt. The Skippers' third baseman fields it, but then throws it away. Isaac Collins and Corey Pallion score to put Maple Grove ahead 5-3. But in the bottom of the 7th, Bjorn Hansen gets a hold of one and tags it deep to center. It's gone for a game-tying 2-run homer, sending the game to extra innings. And Minnetonka wins it in the bottom of the 8th. Rooney drives in Zach Amundsen with a single. As Minnetonka wins a thriller over Maple Grove 6-5 in 8 innings.
Wayzata also faced Minnetonka, this one back at the Metrodome. Scoreless into the 3rd when Wayzata gets on the board as the pitch is in the dirt. Jordan Sell hustles in. It's 1-0 Trojans. And that proves to be a big inning for Wayzata. Jake Ewell bounces a hit past the diving shortstop and into center. Will Beninga slides in to make it 4-0 Wayzata. Later in that third, Christian Linhart slashes a hit to left for the Trojans. Mickey Leas is in to score, and it's a 5-0 lead. And Wayzata is still not done in the inning. Joe Hubert smacks a base hit to bring Linhart around. That caps a 6-run third inning, and it turns out that's the only runs that score in the game. Strong defense for Wayzata here. Bjorn Hansen with a fly ball to fairly deep right for Tonka. Hubert runs it down, and they cut down Griffin Powell, tagging, trying to advance to third for a double play. And Jack Sorensen does the rest, tossing a one-hit shutout in a 6-0 win for Wayzata.
Well, Jay, we had a chance to see a very impressive group of athletes in one location last week. Yeah,
the Athena Awards, one of my favorites and one of yours, I know too, John. The 41st annual Athena Awards for the top senior female athletes from 52 Minneapolis and suburban high schools was held at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Each school selects one girl for their excellence in either individual or team sports, and we're going to hear from 3 local Athena Award recipients coming up later in the show.
Now to softball, where Wayzata and Hopkins have had some offensive slugfests in recent seasons. The 2 Lake Conference teams got their game in Thursday after postponing it one day. The Royals take a little time getting on the board in this game. Lauren Fiegler cracks one deep to center, hit well beyond the snow fence for a 2-run homer. It's 2-0 Hopkins after half an inning. Bottom of the first, and the Trojans respond. Reagan Williams rips a single to right through a drawn-in infield. Anna Gimmestead and Casey Palish both score. The game is tied at 2. In the fourth, the Royals threaten with the bases loaded, but Trojans pitcher Kristen Edblum freezes. Josie Reeves with the changeup, and it remains 2-2. The Royals do regain the lead in the fifth. Laura Clemens with a single to center. It brings Natalie Den Hartog in, and Hopkins is up 3-2. Home half of the sixth. Reagan Palish singles to right center. 2 runners, including a diving Williams score. Wayzata's up 4-3. The Royals, though, have another comeback in them in the seventh. Aaron O'Neill with a fly ball to right that's misplayed for an error. Hannah Kleiss scores, and the game is tied up. But the Trojans, Steph Kirk caps the back-and-forth game with his 2-run homer in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wayzata beats Hopkins 6-4. Teams are scheduled to play again on May 13th.
Champlain Park softball team is playing pretty well so far this season. Their Armstrong Falcons playing on the Rebels' home field on a frigid day last week. Champlain Park erupts in the second as Maggie Craig rips a hit to left. Courtney Potter scores, and Gabby Paulsrud avoids the tag to score 2. It's 2-0 Rebels, and they are just getting started. Sophie Johnson drops a base hit into short right field. Craig dashes in to score, and it's 3-0 Champlain Park as they continue to swing the bats well in the second. Abby Nettermeyer wraps a solid hit to left coming up. Johnson scores, and so does courtesy runner Lexi Fow. Makes it 5-0 Champlain Park as Armstrong can't get out of that inning. Craig rips it off pitcher Caitlin Walksmith's glove and off second base as well. Haley Adair scores, as does Paulsrud. It's a 9-run second inning for Champlain Park to blow it open. Armstrong gets on the board in the third as Lexi Ripka singles up the middle to score Walksmith to make it 9-1, but it's just not the Falcons' day. Emma Lehman leads off the bottom of the third with a solo shot to center field here for the Rebels. They roll to an 11-1 win in 5 innings. Totino Grace and Benilde St. Margaret's hope to be in the hunt in North Suburban softball. Benilde visiting Totino Grace in this one. In the top of the third, Maddie Houlihan's fly ball gets down. It'll score Lily Johnson, and it's 2-0 Red Knights. In the bottom of the third, though, Katessa Archer will golf a shot to the fence to score Brooke Sherman for the Eagles. In the bottom of the fourth, the Eagles with the runner at third. Brooklyn Sherrill lays down the bunt. Emily Ianazzo beats the throw home and ties it 2-2. Still in that same inning, and Sherman drops in a 2-out hit, scoring Sophie Crandall. That gives Totino Grace a 4-2 lead. In the bottom of the fifth, Alex Reek will drill a solo homer to left for the Eagles. That makes it a 5-2 lead. They go on to win this one 5-3.
Heritage Christian finally getting some softball games in after a string of postponements. Southwest Christian jumps on the Eagles early, though. Mackenzie Horkey with a base hit, scoring Haley Schmidt. Savannah Goebel lifts a fly ball to center for Southwest. Horkey tags up to score. It's part of a 5-run first inning for the Stars. And they keep hitting in the second. Courtney Cause drives the ball to right center. 3-run score on the play for Southwest. Their lead grows to 13-0. Heritage looks to battle back. In the bottom of the second, Michaela Lean with a fly ball to right that drops in. Hannah LaCroix and Morgan Meisner score. And the Eagles are within 13-3. That's as close as they get. Southwest Christian rolls in this one to a 22-3 win.
As usual, the Lake Conference is filled with tough teams in boys tennis, including Hopkins. The Royals taking on rival Edina in a Lake match. The #1 singles, Max Olson of Edina serves to Manfred Barrios. Barrios slices a second return down the line for a point for Hopkins. Same match with Barrios now in the near court. A couple of nice volleys before top-ranked Olson will deliver a nice backhand return for a point. Olson beats Barrios 7-6, 6-2. Second singles, Andrew Russ for Hopkins to Xander McDonald. Russ gets McDonald to come to the net where he chops his return long. Russ goes on to win in straight sets. Now to #1 doubles where Edina's Michael Thompson and Tyler Cuck serve to Andy Novak and Jackson Dietrich. The Hopkins duo gets the point, but Cuck and Thompson win the match at first doubles, and Edina beats Hopkins 5-2.
And speaking of tennis, stay tuned for our Sports Jam Spotlight.
That's right. We will meet one of the state's top singles players, Manfred Barrios from Hopkins, coming up next. We have some pretty talented teams and individuals in boys tennis in the area this spring. On this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet the #1 singles player for Hopkins, Manfred Barrios. As a high school junior, Golden Valley native Manfred Barrios of the Hopkins Royals is already a very experienced tennis player.
I started playing with my dad when I was around 4 years old. We have tennis courts at a park across the street from my house, so we got going when I was like 4, and I had a knack for it, and I was naturally good at it, so took some lessons and kept it going from there, and here I am.
You know what, he's just a fantastic player. He's been playing for so long, and every year I come back and he's improved just a ton. He gets stronger and he gets smarter, and his game has just evolved, so he's working hard. It's good.
A top 10 ranked player this spring, Barrios is solid from the baseline and expanding his game too.
I have solid ground strokes. I've always had good ground strokes, strong forehand, and I just play good from the baseline. I'm trying to work on coming to net a little bit more, but pretty much a baseliner.
I mean, he loves to be at the baseline and hit a really strong, heavy ball, but I would say this year in particular, I've seen him coming in way more and being willing to take shorter balls and be aggressive, and he's enjoying the net, I hope, a little bit more because he looks like he is, so that's good.
His skills continue to improve, and Manfred, or Manny, or Freddie, he answers to them all, knows that things like concentration matter a lot during a tough match. The mental part is as important as the physical.
I'd say it's probably 50-50. Like when you're on the court playing a match, it's very mental. You have to keep your composure the whole way through. And when you're practicing, you have to push yourself to like your limit, so that's also mental. But physically, you have to have all the strokes. You have to like be in good shape to play top-level tennis. And so I'd say 50-50.
Like many of the top players in Minnesota, Barrios competes pretty much year-round, with only a week or two off here and there.
I play in the northern section all the time, and I've played, usually in the summer, I try to go down to a couple nationals. We went down to zonals last summer in Waco, Texas. We went as a team in the northern section. That was a good experience, and this summer I hope to go to Kalamazoo and maybe a couple other national tournaments too.
This high school season has been a strange one, with Hopkins and other teams stuck indoors for a very long time. It has produced one silver lining, according to Manny, who was voted as a captain as a junior.
I think it makes everyone feel better about Hopkins tennis. Like, we've been stuck inside so much and we had so many matches delayed. I think everyone was really itching to get on the courts, and now that we're out here, everyone seems to be really focused, and with a lot of matches at the end of the season because of all the reschedules, we've had to play a lot of matches, and everyone's staying focused and staying excited for it.
Though it seems like they just started, the postseason will be here before long. Barrios has some goals in mind for the Royals and for himself.
I got 5th in state last year, and I worked really hard in the off-season. A couple guys who placed ahead of me in state last year graduated, so I think I stand in a pretty good spot right now. I think we'd love to make it to state as a team, and I'd love to make it to state, maybe even win state as an individual, but still far away from now. I know there's a lot of things I need to work on between now and then, but we'll see.
Barrios and the Royals have matches each day, Monday through Thursday this week, with Tuesday's matchup against Lake Conference rival and top-rated Wayzata the highlight. Sports Jam returns in a moment as John talks with 3 local Athena Award winners.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. As you saw earlier in the show, the 41st annual Athena Awards were held last Friday at the Minneapolis Convention Center, and 3 local Athena winners join us now. Heather Kaluzniak from Armstrong, Katie Schultz from Wayzata, and Nia Coffey from Hopkins. And Nia, congratulations on this honor. What does this mean to you to win this for Hopkins?
It means a lot, especially in our school history. A lot of athletes have won this award, so it's just really a great honor.
You're done with Hopkins, on to college. Tell me about your favorite memory of high school athletics at Hopkins.
There's so many, but definitely just winning the state title with my sister just 3 times in a row. It was really amazing, so I had a lot of fun over the years.
Finally, tell us your plans for next year.
I'll be attending Northwestern University.
Turning now to Katie Schultz, Wayzata. And Katie, tell me about this compared to athletics. How does this achievement rank compared to what you may have done in basketball or soccer?
I mean, they're very similar. It's always an honor to win something like this, especially at such a big school. And going against some of my teammates, it was kind of fun to see what they had accomplished and what we accomplished together and kind of split apart from them.
What was your reaction when you found out you'd be the Athena winner representing Wayzata?
I was really excited. I mean, one of the girls 2 years ago, Lauren Erke, she attended Harvard and played soccer there. So just to kind of see from the past who won it, and it's a great honor.
What's this day like for you girls? You're not competing against each other on a court or on a field, but you get to know somebody across the lunch table. What is this experience like?
It's so fun. I mean, players like Nia I've played against for 3 years in basketball, and it's fun to see them outside of sports and see what they look like not in a uniform.
Soccer next year. Tell us about your future for next year.
Yep, I'll attend the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay to play soccer there. I'm really excited to kind of focus on one sport instead of always juggling both, and I'm excited for the years to come.
Heather Kaluzniak representing Armstrong, and congratulations, first of all. What does this mean to you to win the Athena Award for Armstrong?
Well, I'm actually here with 2 previous Athena winners as coaches or guests or whatever, and so it means a lot to kind of follow in their footsteps because they're great.
Who are those?
Lindsay Dare and Megan Almanzo.
Tell me about your 3 sports and how much you enjoyed your experience at Armstrong athletically.
It was really cool to be a part of those varsity teams for a while, and I really enjoy all of them, so it was tough to pick, but we've definitely got some great athletic programs there.
How about the rest of the spring, lacrosse? How much have you enjoyed that experience in that sport?
Well, in the snow, it's not nearly as enjoyable as usual, but we're planning to take this team to big places, so.
And Heather, finally tell me about your plans for next year.
I'll be playing soccer at St. Ben's.
Katie Schultz, Heather Kaluzniak, and Nia Coffey representing 3 of the local high schools and the Athena Award winners for 2013. As we go to break, let's look at all of the local Athena Award winners from our area schools.
Our game of the week is a Northwest Suburban baseball matchup between Armstrong and Maple Grove. The game is Tuesday at 4:15. Watch it live on the web on our website 12.tv, and you can catch the replays on Channel 12 Wednesday night at 8:30 and 11 and Saturday at 2. And that will do it for this week's show.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time here on Sports Jam.